Hey guys, I'm Madison Mary and welcome back to my channel. Today I have my August TBR for you guys. So before we get going on my TBR, I actually have a package. I got reached out to by a company called Mapiful and they're really awesome because they do 3 different kinds of prints. You can, actually no, I think it's 4. So you can get a map of a certain area, you can get your star sign or someone else's star sign, you can get a constellation of a specific time, of a time in the world, of like a specific date, or you can get a text to picture, which is a picture that is made out of like a text that you choose. And they also have all different sizes, they also have different prints that you can choose from. It's all very creatively built, which I really enjoy. They give you a lot of freedom in how you want things to look like, and if they have something like done a certain way and you don't really love it, you have the option to change it. I just think it's such a fun concept. I don't have a code for you, but I do have a link down below that you guys can use. If it sounds interesting to you, please look into it. It's a great idea for a gift. I had a code that let me use to get 1 free poster canvas thing, and then at the same time I saw something that was really cute and I was like, you know what, I'll use my code to get something for myself, but then I'm also going to buy something for my parents because, like I said, I think that these are really fun gifts to get people. So I'm going to show you guys what I chose for myself and what I chose for my parents. So let me just, oh, it's actually really nice quality. So I will put like the description of what I picked, the text, print, and the size. But I chose a print of Melbourne, Australia, because if you guys did not know, I was born and raised in Melbourne, Australia. I was like, heck yes, I want this. Like, I can see Melbourne CBD. I grew up like somewhere around this area up here. I grew up in Baldwin, Australia. You know, I can tell you guys that 'cause it's not like anyone can come and kill me because I don't live there anymore. But yeah, it's super exciting. I love this. It's actually really nice quality and it's so pretty. Oh! It's gonna look so good framed on my walls, guys. And then we have the gift I got my parents, which I'm so excited about. So I did the constellation one for this. So you choose a specific date and then it shows you the constellations that were kind of in the sky at that date, as in the specific hemisphere. So I did my parents' wedding anniversary. So my parents' names are Simon and Silvana. You guys are gonna know that because it's down here. But this is Simon and Silvana's wedding night, Australia, June 19th, 1993. And this is just like what the sky looked like that night. And I'm so excited. I'm actually about to give it to them after this video because I wanted to unbox it. But yeah, like I said, all the links for Mapiful will be linked in the description box down below. Now let's get back to the regular content. So in August, I'm actually participating in one readathon. It is a month-long readathon hosted by 2 of my very best friends here on BookTube. Jade from the Jaded Reader and Soleil from Little Readers Corner. The 2 of them are hosting DraconAthon, which is a dragon-based readathon that goes throughout the entire month of August. There are 7 prompts, but there are 2 versions of the 7 prompts. So there is 7 prompts that have to do with books that have dragons in them, and 7 prompts that have to do with authors of specific world regions. I also have 3 arcs that I'm reading in the month of August, as well as actually potentially a 4th one. I don't know when it comes out, so I don't know when I'm reading it, but also a secret TBR that has 3 books that I obviously can't tell you about. So first is one of my most anticipated sequels of this entire year. I've been readily anticipating it, which is also why I have been hesitant to read it because I'm so nervous for it because I'm so excited, and that is Faithless Hawk by Margaret Owen. If you didn't know, Merciful Crow, which is the first book in this series, it's a duology, was one of my top 2 books of 2019. I'm really excited for this. It follows a world where everyone is split into different castes, and the castes have to do with different bird species, and you have different magical powers depending on your species. We follow a girl who's part of the crow caste, and the crow caste actually doesn't have powers. They are considered to be really the most lesser of anything. They're really looked down upon. They can't get the plague, and so they end up actually being the cleaners for any time there's like a plague outbreak in certain areas. But we follow Fi, and she is the Crow Chief's daughter, and she's supposed to be the next Crow Chief. But what happens is one day they end up having to help out the Crown Prince and his bodyguard escape because the Crown Prince is going to be murdered by his stepmom. And so it's this whole journey that ends up going on, and I absolutely adored it. Such a quick read, and I'm super excited for the sequel. So if you guys weren't aware of it, that's what it's about. Then we have Where Dreams Ascend by Janella Angelis. I was sent this by the publishers, but I was also given it when I was at ALA, so I actually have a copy that is signed and blah 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 to me, and these two little like admit ones. So all I know about this book is it comes out I think on like the 25th or something, but it has to do with Phantom of the Opera meets Moulin Rouge, and that's it, because I think it's gonna be way more fun to go into it. My friend Katie has already read it and she loved it, so I'm super excited to read it. And then the last arc that I'm for sure reading is Not Your Love Story by Sonia Hartel. This is a arc that comes out on September 1st. So it's about a girl in like the Midwest who has like a small YouTube channel, but she makes some income from it. And one day she ends up having kind of technically a meet cute with this guy, and their meet cute ends up going viral. The guy who is part of the meet cute, he really wants to like stretch out his 15 minutes of fame. So it's kind of about the two of them having this meet cute and this potential romance that then goes completely awry because of social media. And that's all I know about it. It's a really short book. I think it's under 300 pages. 264 pages, so it should be a really quick read. I'm excited for it. It's pretty intriguing, especially because it kind of reminds me of like how things are nowadays with so many things just being on the internet, so excitement. And now we're going to move on to the DraconAthon prompts. So as I said, there are 7 prompts. I'm going to really suck at pronouncing these prompts, so I do want to recommend that you guys check out both of the host videos for this. I'll leave them linked in the description box down below, because they explain everything so much better than I could ever hope to, because it is a very detailed readathon with like a lot of really cool facts to go with it. So I think watching their video makes it a lot more fun, but in the meantime, I will try my best and I hope that they can forgive me. So the first prompt is Mizuchi, which is to read a book that has a dragon and water, or to read a book with an author that is from Japan or just Asian descent. And for this, I'm once again using Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angelis, because she is a Filipino-American, and so Southeast Asia, still part of Asia. That is my prompt. Then for the other 6 prompts, I'm splitting them up between 2 different books. So let me do this. So I'm just gonna look down quickly because I'm gonna botch all these. So the second prompt is Kukulkan, and that is to read a book with a deity and dragons. The third prompt is ɪṛsᴛᴏᴅᴅᴅ, and that is to read a book that has to do with like space, sci-fi, and dragons. And the fourth prompt is ɪṛsᴛᴏᴅᴅᴅ, which is to read a book that is queer with a dragon. And so for those 3 prompts, I have been showing you the book while I've been talking, and that is Shatter the Sky by Rebecca Kim Wells. I literally bought both of these 2 books just for this readathon, but this is a book that is queer, it has to do with dragons, so we follow, what's her name? We follow Marin, and she has a girlfriend and they have a very lovely life. But one day the girlfriend is kidnapped by these like prophetic agents of the Emperor. And so our protagonist, Marin, decides to go on a plan to steal one of the Emperor's coveted dragons and storm the stronghold. So I'm very interested. So it says it has to do with a lost prince, a rebellion, a prophecy. So, you know, the sci-fi aspect of these is the biggest stretch, because space dragons are a very hard niche to find. So that is life, but I'm excited to read this one. And then the next book that I'm reading for prompts 5, which is to read a book with a witch, wizard, Merlin character and dragons, and then a spooky spiritual read with dragons, and then a serpent dragon on the cover. So for that, I'm doing The Girl Who Drank the Moon, and this is by Kelly Barnhill. I feel like I saw a lot of people reading this last year, and it has always intrigued me since then. And you know, we have like a little dragon here in the cover, and it's about how every year in this town they leave a baby to be kind of taken by the woods for this like witch. But what they don't really realize is that this witch isn't actually sacrificing the baby, she's actually feeding them starlight, and then like gives them to other families on the other side of the forest who like want babies. Like, she's not a bad person. However, one year she messes up, she feeds the baby moonlight instead of starlight, and so it creates this whole other child with like extraordinary magic and like this whole story. So we're basically following this child who ended up getting fed moonlight instead of starlight, and that sounds super fun. It's been a while since I've read a solid middle grade, so I'm really hoping I love this. So here's prayers to that, guys. And then the last book I plan to read on my TBR for the month of August, that is for sure on the TBR, is Dear Martin by Nick Stone. So we follow Justice, and he is just kind of living his life, but then one day he ends up getting arrested by an officer, and it completely like just changes everything for him and his understandings of being a black male in our current society. And he begins turning to Martin Luther King and writing Martin Luther King letters, and then later on him and his best friend are actually in a car and just like driving, and then they also get like, you know, pulled up by the police, and then shots are fired and a lot of things end up going down. So It's basically, I think it's a series of letters plus, it's a lot of mixed media. That's the word I was looking for, mixed media. It's a bunch of mixed media. I'm very excited for this. I've only heard amazing things about it, and yes. Okay, and that is all for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy my little TBR and the Mapperfall bit in the beginning. Once again, if you guys are interested in Mapperfall, the description box below will have all those informations. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit the like button down below if you want to see more of me. Please subscribe to my channel, and until next time, thanks a bunch guys. Bye.